glass. It can be lucrative and yet challenging all at the same time when you're trying to figure out what is it? How much should I pay for it? How much should I ask for it once I pay for it? And all that good stuff. So I'm going to try to unravel some of those mysterious questions you have about glass in this haul video where I purchased over 50 pieces of glass at one yard sale. Okay, let's get into it. Here is a piece of Fenton that I could actually use your help on. Now, Fenton has never really been, hair in my mouth, Fenton has never really been my glass maker of choice. I know it's got rich history. I know a lot of people love it. What I tend to find is, except for the pieces that are marked, are not marked, where like some of the carnival glass, I'm good with that because nobody knows it's Fenton unless you really deep dive into glass. But the person at the back of the thrift shop looks on the bottom of this and goes, oh, that says Fenton. Let's put a big price on it. And actually that may have been what has kept Fenton prices kind of up all these years. But it's a very coarse glass. I think I said that before. It's kind of heavy and clunky. And I just really appreciate the more refined glass, not so much the mold made glass. Not that the other stuff isn't mold made. Maybe that's not the right thing to say. It's just, it's thicker. It's thicker. It's like, it just doesn't have that same feel. And I know some of you know, some of you glass collectors know what I'm talking about in the feel part of it. But the best that I could come to on this was that it's got an optic in it. So we see that like quilted kind of look in there. That's actually the textures on the inside so that it gives the outside kind of that optic effect. And then it's got these little, things going down, like, I can't say corners because it's round, but there's on 4 different places on this. I don't know. I don't know what the pattern of this was. It is signed on the bottom, but it's a super, super faint signature impressed, and I can't make out what the little number is below the Fenton name. Did you know that's how you can date some of the marked Fenton? So they started in the 70s. Yeah, 70s. They started putting a number. So like if you see the Fenton with the number 8, it was made in the 1980s. If you see Fenton with the number 9, it was made in the 1990s. If you see a 0, it was made in the 2000s. So that's a really easy way to date many of the, I want to say more modern Fenton pieces, but comparatively to before they started labeling that way. And then a lot of the Fenton is just by the pattern, some of the milk glass, the hobnail, you just know that stuff came from the 50s. But if you know Fenton and you know this pattern, I would love to know what you know about this pattern down in the comments. Now, this is again a very obvious piece of later Fenton. It has got that thick, kind of bulky feel to it, and it's a color they call dusty rose, I have determined. It is a compote dish with a heart stem, which is kind of how I found it. I just put in, I knew it was Fenton because it's marked. Let's see if I can show you that mark somehow, some way. If not, I'm going to put a little picture up here in the corner of what that 1990s mark looks like. All right, so let me see if I can show it to you though on camera. Get just the right angle. No, you're not gonna, yep, oh, right there. See it? See it? And there's a little number 9 right below the Fenton. Yep, there it is. This one is worth about 30 bucks. This is unlike any of the other glass I picked up at this sale. It was the only piece of Victorian glass that they had. This would have been used in a bride's basket, so that's why the bottoms are kind of like, they're unfinished. because it would have sat in a silver or silver plate basket for a bride to have flowers or however that looked. This is pink, but the glassy term for this is peach blow. I'm not sure why. It's kind of got a little bit of a crest on it, although you can't technically say silver crest because that is a Fenton term. This is not Fenton. You can see that this is blown glass. This is the pontil scar right here. It's lightly polished, but it's still a little on the rough side. This again is that double crimp. Beautiful, beautiful glass. Many times these would have been hand painted as well. So you can find these with, you know, flowers, and they actually have texture because they painted them. This piece right here, this little small piece right here, is worth about 40 bucks. This is one of my new favorite types of glass to find in the wild. This is stretch glass. And what stretch glass is, it is an iridized glass which has been reheated with some metallic sprays and give it that real kind of shiny iridescent thing going on there. So it's almost like a crackly crazing, but it's not crackly crazing. It makes the glass look stretched. It's like, okay, ladies, stretch marks. Think stretch marks. It's got them. It's got stretch marks. See that? However they do it, it's super cool, and people like it. So it's something new to me. I have never dealt a lot in the stretch glass, but I'm finding it more and more, and I found several pieces of it at this sale. So it came about in about 1916, was very popular in the 1920s all the way through the mid-30s, and it's not the original name that was given to it. Yeah, I'm reading off a cheat sheet, guys, and no, you can't see my eyes up there. I'm always very aware of that. I know where my camera's at, but I want to give you correct information too. So different glass companies made it. Central Glass Works, Diamond Glassware, Fenton, of course, Imperial Glass, Jeannette Glass, Lancaster Glass, Northwood, Tiffin, and then the Vineland Flint Glass Works all made stretch glass during that time. So it's usually plain. It doesn't have a lot of decorations added to it, and I'll show you what I got. So this particular vase right here, and I have to go back to my cheat sheet because, again, I don't know the stretch glass like right off the top of my head like I do many other types of glasses. So the vase, here it is. This one will sell for $49.99 or close to it. So that's a cool piece. Sure. I got lots of green pieces. Now the cool thing about the green pieces, just like with the other uranium glass, this, boop, 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 this also is glowy, glowy, glowy. It is also a uranium glass. See that? Ooh, we gotta love that. Show you on this piece here. Let's see. No, this doesn't have, it's a thicker glass, so it's not glowing as much. See, you can see kind of down in the stem there when I point. It's trying to, there we go. It's trying to light up a little bit for you. And then we've got another bowl. Yeah, this one. Again, not a super, there you can kind of see it in the stem. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's funny, it doesn't come across on the camera as well as it does here in person. And then I've got a candy jar or apothecary jar, and this one glows really well. Ooh, yes, glow, baby, glow. All right, so I'll kind of go through the values on the glowing uranium. So let's see, I've got, oh, come here, my pretties. This bowl right here, I believe, yes. So these bowls range from $40, I'm sorry, from $30 to $40, kind of depending on size and how much of the little stretchy stretch is going on in there. Put you back over there. The kind of the ruffled rim, this one we will price at about, let me find it. Ah, where'd it go? My uranium. $59.99 on this one. Now the trick is going to be for me to actually get a bigger black light and take some of those glowing pictures for my gallery. That's what people really want to see. The apothecary jar, or the candy jar, should bring about 60 bucks. Okay, what did I miss? No, I got that. Okay, and then I got a Vaseline glass. Remember, I told you the difference between Vaseline glass and uranium glass. Vaseline glass is like the color of Vaseline. And yes, this one, I think I can show you, does the groovy glow thing. Groovy, groovy glow thing. I know, you can see that. Really good. Yep, glowy, glowy. Glowy, it's coming through. Okay. Hope I'm not blinding anybody with my UV light. This is just a simple plate, and I will price the plate at, I'm going to auction this one starting at $19.99. That's what I'm going to do with that. And then I got some different colors of the stretch glass. So this piece is quite interesting. See the ribbing on it? So it's actually got a pattern. Now I couldn't find the pattern. What did I end up putting on my little sheet here? Pink ribbed stretch glass footed bowl. That's all I could come up with. I'm going to auction this at $49.99 just in case it's something valuable, because I could not find another one in any color like it. So if you know something about this pattern, I would love to know. It's an old piece. I can see the little occlusions. I can see the stretch. I like this piece. This one intrigues me. Probably why I picked it up. And then now I thought this was stretch when I picked it up. I'm leaning toward it being just satin glass. It doesn't have that iridization.
It's very simple, sir.
It's not iridized. Okay. Doesn't have the sparkly. And so yeah, so I'm leaning toward this just being satin glass. And that's really like a big difference in the technique, is this satin glass would not have gotten the metal treatment that makes the iridized sparkle. So this I will list. Actually, I didn't even put a price on this one yet because I just don't know. What do you think I should price this one at? What do you think? I'm going to let you price this one for me. Give me a price down in the comments. Now, it's funny because I actually picked up that piece of satin glass thinking that that bowl went with these stretch glass candlestick holders. These are very, very clearly stretch glass. See that? You see the shiny? Yes. They got the stretch marks. Yes. I've seen these called Celeste Blue, but I'm not using that term because that color would be attached to a specific maker, and I have not attached these to a specific maker. So I'm going to list these for $39.99 for the candlestick holders. All right, getting down to my two favorite pieces. Now, again, even though this is Fenton, there's just something about this color that I really like. And again, if you hold this and you hold one of these other bowls, you are going to see such a noticeable, I mean, the weight different. This is like triple the weight of the other glass. This is a fairly modern piece. It is Fenton's 75th anniversary dish in a velvet rose color. Now, do you know how I know it's the Fenton 75th anniversary dish? They tell me so right on the mark, right on that mark. which if I can get it to focus. All right, so again, if this was in a thrift store, they'd see that Fenton 75th and price this through the moon. I, on the other hand, am going to price it at $49.99. Probably one of the most exciting pieces that I picked up at this sale. And I didn't know it at the time. I simply picked up all of the stretch glass. I have this piece. And of course I picked it up because it's purple. Now, what I have found out is this is Fenton Wisteria, and it is flared and cupped. So the flared, there's several of them out there. The flared and cupped, not so much. I could only find one. The seller calls it rare, and they have it priced at $1,000. Now, I am not going to go that crazy on this because I want to sell, not show and tell. But I will start it at auction at $150. If it truly is worth $1,000, the bidding is going to happen. Just saying Fenton Wisteria stretch glass should bring the collectors in looking for this color. I'm also going to say purple in the title, just for those that may not know it's Wisteria. And this actually has, again, one of those little occlusions from manufacturing. This will have to be noted up in the condition area. It's not damage, but it is a condition of the item that needs to be noted. And surprisingly, the original owner had this one priced at $132. And this one, I'm pretty much thinking is worth a lot more than that. So we'll see. We'll see. When we get that up, we're going to see. Now the trick is, again, got to take really good pictures. This is the only piece of Bohemian glass. You hear that? It's got a really nice crystal ring to it. This is cut to clear. And simply what that means, you see that it's made with 2 layers of glass, and they have to cut that top green layer away to reveal the clear underneath, and that's why this is known as cut to clear. It's also why it's much more expensive than the flashed glass. Flashed is simply a color coating that's put on a piece of glass, and that scratches off over time. This won't scratch off because it is the color of the glass. And you got to imagine, as they're going through and they're cutting down to that clear, if they make a mistake, it's start over time. So that's why these pieces are expensive. It comes in all different colors of the rainbow. This one I will price, I'm going to call this a rose bowl just because of its round, that round shape. It's not exactly a rose bowl, but it's close, so it's a good term to use. And I will price this one at $59.99. Now, last but not least are 2 pieces that, again, I'm going to ask for your help on. I picked this up because it looked to me like Bohemian glass. I could be wrong. This could totally be a Fenton. I don't know. I really don't know. Of course, it is not marked glass. I'm double checking again. Age scratches galore on the bottom. I do believe this is an early 1900s to 1930s glass. This is hand painted on the inside. I'm thinking this is a flashed glass yellow on here, but again, I'm not 100% certain. It just reminds me of like the Bohemian and check glass, but I don't know. I cannot find another one like it. And I also have a matching vase. And again, the interesting part is it's painted on the inside, not on the outside. So if you know anything about these 2 pieces of glass, I would love to know in the comments. Help me out. At least give me a place to kind of go search, because, you know, I used to spend hours on research of some of the glass I didn't know, and I was okay doing that. I just simply don't have the time now. So don't let me sell it too cheap. Help me figure out what it is so I can put it at the right price. Well, that's it. That is my glass haul from the yard sale of dreams. I spent $600 just on my spreadsheet, even before I add the prices of some of the pieces that I don't know yet. I'm over $2,200 in value. So sometimes you pay a little more up front and you can get that bigger profit on the other end. But I wouldn't recommend anybody go out and spend $600 on glass without knowing approximately what you're getting into. So I hope the information I've given you has been a good start into diving in a little more into some of this glass, and just go do the searches, sort by highest first, see what others have sold for, but don't completely rely on eBay solds, because I assure you, eBay is not giving you the full picture, which is a shame. And since eBay now owns Terapeak, and Terapeak supplies data to WorthPoint, it's really, really tough to get true values on things. So that's why I say, people, we can start determining the value of our antique glass and all of our collectibles and rarer items. The market goes on what is out there and at what price. So we really have the power to bring these values up, which is what I'm really urging you all to do. Don't price too cheap. Don't play the price game that eBay wants you to play. And let's all go be profitable and make it fun. And I will see you on the next one.